Live from the Pickleball Giants studios in San Antonio, Mike Taylor and Sam Freese.
Well, let's see if we still remember how to do this, man. Man, it wins pitchers and catchers, Puma.
This week?
Fuck yeah. Oops.
Yeah, we don't remember how to do
it. How you boys doing? Dak Prescott was at the Super Bowl tonight to accept his Walter Payton Man of the Year award, and the Kansas City Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions after they come from behind down 10 at the half and beat the hell out of the Eagles 38-35, because if you just look at the second half and win in time, it was all Chiefs. A complete victory for Kansas City, really. Pretty crazy, because the story of the first half was the Eagles had their way with Kansas City, manhandled them, controlled the clock, didn't commit any turnovers, didn't make any dumb penalties, did their deal with their amazing, really it's a four-headed man running attack when you throw Channel View's own Jalen Hurts in there, and the Eagles looked like they were in major control. They were up 10, and it was an ass whooping, because it should have been more, but Hurts dropped the ball in open field, just trying to run, and gave KC a pick, not a pick, but a fumble six. If it weren't for the fumble six, that would have been a 17-point halftime lead. It was all Eagles, and I was worried about a boring game. But, boy, everything turns in the second half. Everything. Whatever went on in the 29-minute halftime in the KC locker room absolutely worked, and I know you'll take this and run with it. It begins with a dude from Texas, a beast Texan, a former Texas Tech man in the form of Patrick Mahomes, who, and I'll get jumped on by some folks in the baby boomer and Generation X's, that dude's on his way to becoming the second best quarterback of all time. He's only in his sixth year. He's now won 2 titles. He's a 2 or 3-time MVP. He's out there with one damn leg. Few human beings on planet Earth can do what he does. Few quarterbacks in the league can do what he does. Maybe nobody. He's the best football player in the world, and he willed his team to a title tonight. I've not been that impressed in any sport watching a final. Long time. Can't even remember at the top of my head as I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, a man who lost to Iowa State 66-10.
Okay. He had no help.
Now holds as many Super Bowl wins as Peyton Manning through only 6 years of his career.
Did they win? I wonder, did he win any state titles when he was at tiny White House High? He never. It was just him and a bunch of little white kids running around getting their ass beat. And at Texas Tech, he scored 80 points a game, except apparently for the Iowa State game. I think you're supposed to do more. You're supposed to do more with that setup than just say, "Well, he beat 60-10, Mike.
He got his ass whipped by Iowa State.
Texas Tech sucks."
But I mean, I guess the Super Bowl's cool. No, I mean it's
pretty cool, Mike.
It's not hyperbole to say there's no quarterback that's had a better 6-year start to his career than Pat Mahomes. That's
Brady.
Not debate. No. Not
Brady,
even
6 years. How many Brady had?
6 years. No, it's combined. If it's the same amount of Super Bowl wins, it's still more impressive what Pat Mahomes has done statistically in the first 6 years of his career. I mean, Brady wasn't winning multiple MVPs in the first 6 years of his career.
Have you looked at it?
Patriots team. I feel pretty confident in saying that Brady didn't win an MVP until the midpoint of his career.
You keep going. I'm gonna look up some history.
Okay, I feel like you're.
I'm ready for us to agree that he's on his way to being the second best dude of all time. I'm not ready to start saying I don't think he's better than what Twomey was doing, right?
The first 6 years,
Super Bowl.
Those early Patriots teams were all dominated by defense and time of possession dominant offenses. They weren't.
Well,
they weren't.
Tommy
it wasn't until Randy Moss got there that Brady was throwing 50 touchdowns a season and winning MVPs.
Well, he wasn't Trent Dilfer out there either.
He was closer to Trent Dilfer than he was Pat Mahomes.
Is that what we're going to start off tonight? Arguing about who had the best first? You know what? You know why we're doing this? Because we're fucking Cowboy fans.
That's correct.
And that's all we're left to do is come up with bullshit arguments like this. I'm just going to give it to you, fine, because I don't want to talk about this all night. You're right, Puma.
Thank you.
See how easy that was? You need to learn how to do that on occasion.
No, never seed.
No, I know you don't. Let's see. So when did the Patriots win their first? As I keep going with this, Remember when Dallas beat Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl?
Oh, that was fun. Yeah. Remember when they made hats that said back-to-back Super Bowl champion Dallas Cowboys?
Dude, Brady won Super Bowl rings in 3 of his first 4 years. They beat the Giants. No, the first one they beat St. Louis 20-17.
Okay.
That iconic view of rookie Tom going, what? Up on the podium like, are you fucking kidding me?
And again, 20-17. It wasn't because of much of what Brady did. It was a defensive-led effort.
Okay, it's also over 20 years ago, you know. Where'd it go? I had the list here. And then they beat Carolina 2 years later, 32-29.
Yeah, I was about to say that was a higher scoring one.
And then beat Philly 24-21. So he won 3 out of his first 4 years. He was a world champion. Anyway, we're getting into the semantics of all this. Can we agree that Patrick Mahomes is good and the best guy alive right now?
That's a good place to start, yeah.
I'm not going to give you better than Brady. Be happy that I'm willing to say this about an active player. You drive me nuts trying to put guys in the third year of their careers into the top 20 in the NBA. Makes me nuts.
I'm telling you, what Pat Mahomes has done is the most impressive first 6 years of a career for a quarterback than anybody in league history.
Maybe so. Yeah. I mean, he's on his way to being the number 2 best dude of all time. We will argue over the color of a piece of turd.
That's correct.
You and me. What's happened to us? What has happened to us? Because I try to take our show places and you shoot it down with stuff I didn't want you to do. It wasn't what I was hoping we're going to get into. Anyway, so jump in here and chat with us. We'll be on here for a little bit. Do you regret deciding to do a Super Bowl show? It was fine.
No, it was good.
We're good.
It was good watching it.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Brady didn't win an MVP until his 7th season in the league. Mahomes has 2 now, right?
Think so, yeah.
I mean,
they haven't even announced this year.
My statement.
Did they announce this year's the other day?
Yeah, it was Mahomes.
Okay, yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm
I
confident.
also think you overrate MVPs, but whatever. You do overrate MVPs. A bunch of fat fucking writers that write for the Associated Press vote for that. So yeah, it's something, but
so I
overrate.
That's not scientific. The highest individual award that is handed out in sports.
Yeah,
okay.
Because a bunch of dumbasses like us that work for the AP come up with it.
So who was more valuable than Pat Mahomes this year? If I'm overrating the award, yeah.
I don't know. Arguably Hurts. Okay. Arguably, but probably Mahomes. I'd vote for Mahomes.
I mean, I would, again, so I'm not overrating the award.
In the 3 years we've done shows together, broadly speaking, you overrate MVPs, especially in the NBA, but that's another sport.
Yeah, don't even start with that. I've seeded, you talk about me seeding, I've seeded that the Nikola Jokic household argument is my worst stance ever taken on public radio.
Oh, good. I'm glad that happened to you this week. I mean, golly, what a freaking game. And you know what sucks is I don't want to sit up here and say that the referees ruined the end of this game, but you know what? The referees ruined the end of this game.
It's hard to say anything otherwise.
That's going to be, and here's the thing. You and I can sit up here in our little studio and argue about Mahomes' greatness. We both agree he's great. But the national storyline tonight it's a bad night for the NFL. That field, that chicken shit dirt they played on tonight was awful. I'm surprised we didn't see more guys running off the field with blown out knees and ankles and Achilles tendons. And then you have a referee shit on the game the way he did at the end of the game. The Eagles got fucked, is what they did. I don't want to take away from Mahomes' greatness. And who's to say, how many yards did that make up? That's 15 yards and a first down on holding. And I've always hated that, by the way. That's I hate that it's automatic first down if you hold on defense. But I guess in the 70s and 80s, defenses held so much that the league finally just decided to over-punish the penalty by making it, you know what, we're just going to give them an automatic first down because y'all won't stop holding. And I get that, but it still sucks. I wish there was less penalty for holding on D, but that was such a ticky-tack call. Our boy Third Leg Greg, he called out that referee. Mike Pereira, being the company man he is, tried to defend the referee, and our Third Leg wasn't having it. He disagreed again. I'm with Third Leg Greg. That should not have been called. Maybe it doesn't affect the outcome. Right. We'll never know. But it damn sure put the Chiefs down there at the inside the 5-yard line, and that's bullshit.
Oh, it definitely affected the outcome. There's no question about that. But I agree with Mike Pereira. There was a hold. That was a hold. There's no question.
Hate it right
but
there.
I agree with you where is that egregious enough of a hold where it needs to be called in that moment? Because that's where it doesn't seem because that decided the
that's
game.
like me taking a drink of beer right now. See, am I taking a drink of beer? I did, didn't I?
That's a drink.
Am I drunk though?
Nope.
No. That's what I'm saying. Okay, maybe he took a swig of beer, but he ain't drunk. They shouldn't have called that play right there. That's bullshit. But they don't care. Whatever. So it is what it is. Most of our viewers are Cowboys fans, and it's just yet another year go by that we sit here and have to analyze somebody else's teams. Win, oh, win. That was a draw.
Good God.
Win, oh, win. Will we be able to do a post-game show involving the Cowboys? I just don't know. I just don't believe it'll happen in the lifetime of Dak Prescott's career. And so we're putting an end to the season for Cowboys Overreact tonight by talking yet about, two other teams here, and of course Mahomes is already far superior than what Dallas has at quarterback. But the guy that plays for the Eagles, are we ready to say that he's absolutely better than Dak Prescott too? Or are we going to say, well, if Dak were the Eagles quarterback, would they have been out there on that field tonight? I don't know about that. Not with Dak's injuries and propensity to throw picks and give the ball away. I don't think Dak takes the Eagles to the Super Bowl the way Jalen Hurts did.
I mean,
not this year.
I liked what I saw out of Jalen. I mean,
he was terrific.
Outside of the exception being the fumble 6, obviously, which was very Dak-ish in a sense.
Well, I know, but it was early in the game, and it was very, very uncharacteristic. When Dak does it, it's like, well, yeah, no shit, and the sun came up this morning too. When Hurts does it, it's shocking, especially in the Super Bowl. So anyway, it just sucks. So we can, we always tend to skew negative. And so I'd like to sit here and tell you how great Mahomes is for an hour and how happy I am for Andy Reid in Kansas City, but it's hard for me to do so because I don't give two shits about Kansas City, and I wish Mahomes played for somebody else, but it is what it is, and he plays for those goofball hunts, and kid's awesome. He's on his way to being one of the greats of all time, a total legend, Hall of Famer if he retired today. And I don't want to, and it's funny because none of us would be shocked had he had an amazing game like he did tonight because who he is. But I don't think you can even overrate him. We said this a couple of weeks ago. I think you and I said this after their first playoff game. It's hard to, you can't possibly overrate how good he is or certainly how valuable he is to those Chiefs, speaking of MVPs. But then he goes out there tonight, dude, and he does all that with a viciously high ankle sprain that's now 3 weeks old.
Yeah, that was the best Super Bowl commercial.
That was unbelievable.
And his performance after halftime.
What that dude did on that wheel, I'll give you that. No quarterback in the history of this game is certainly not that I can recall ever, has ever had such a terrific season, then a terrific playoff run and Super Bowl playing on a foot that badly sprained. Nobody. That was balls. That was legendary big ball shit. Michael Jordan with the flu. It was even better. That was way more impressive than Michael Jordan with the flu, by the way. That was one game Mike got food poisoning. Wasn't even the flu. He had the shits. Mahomes has had a bad wheel for almost a month. And even tonight he got tweaked. And he gets up and hobbles off and never once did he even consider missing a play. Told Chad Henne to keep his ass on the bench. Went over there, shushed off the trainers, grabbed his tablet, started looking at the next series.
I thought we were gonna get the most boring second half in Super Bowl history
10-3.
When Mahomes got hurt. Yeah, because I thought, it looked like at best he would be 60-70% of what he already was limited to. And if Chad Henne had to take Super Bowl snaps in the second half of a game where they're trying to mount a comeback, I don't think we'd be sitting here talking about a Chiefs win, obviously.
All right. Did I hear you do some research tonight during the game that I haven't looked at Twitter much. I've been tweeting, but I haven't looked at a lot of it. They spent how many years or months preparing that shitbag field for this game?
You're talking about the sod father.
There are parks in Kiev, Ukraine that are still more well manicured than that crap out there tonight in the title game.
Yeah, the sod father, the guy behind the whole. So basically, I think it was a USGA deal where they worked with the people that grow grass specifically for USGA, and they spent 2 years growing the grass at a local farm right there in Phoenix. Had it installed like 2 weeks ago, and they were rolling it every day. $800,000 for that.
I hope they saved
today.
the money because their business just took a big ass hit in reputation tonight.
Well,
sure.
And I saw Taint producer Jim Bob put out, there's some connection to the Oklahoma State agriculture department.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And so
some Okies did that?
Yeah. And so I think Oklahoma State is catching some strays for it as well.
That's unfortunate. Oh, God. All right, y'all jump in here to the chat. Help us up. Pay for Puma cigarettes and my beer. You can jump in here to the super chat. Anybody who does that will automatically get their stuff read, although we're going to read a bunch tonight. Like us, subscribe to us. This is the Love You Hard TV network. We've been on hiatus with our weekly show for a month or so, but I think we all needed to kind of refresh over the holidays, kind of reconnoiter, and figure out the direction of how we're going to take our little company in 2023. You got here a little late tonight. You got here right before kickoff. Actually, I think you showed up during God Bless America with
Babyface.
With overrated Babyface.
Yeah, that was when we walked in.
But LG and I had a production meeting, and
this is the first I'm hearing about it.
Well, I didn't want to distract you during the game. I thought I'd just bring it up right now while we're doing the show.
Exactly. Yeah, no, go for it.
LG and I have some plans for the future.
Oh, good.
I'll tell you what they are.
Okay, yeah. Just let me know when I need to know. I'm fine.
Isn't it better if that's how we do
better.
it? Yeah, it's
way
better. Oh, God. Someone says, Kelsey, blow your nose, bro. I don't think he cared that he had snot coming out of his nose at the end of the game. Let me say something about Travis Kelsey here. Because I don't get paid to come on here and pump sunshine. I get paid to come on here and tell it like it is. And here's how it is. Travis Kelsey's awesome. Probably the best tight end in football. Also a Hall of Famer. He's a god-danged ass whip.
It's getting
that
there.
wrestling shtick is stupid. Hogging interviews. Dude, get the fuck away. It's Patrick Mahomes standing there. Somebody needs to tell his dumb ass to wait your turn. Stop cussing on national television. Stop train wrecking Mahomes. And for fuck's sake, stop this bullshit narrative that no one believed in them. Dude, everybody believed in you. What are you talking about? Everyone thought the Chiefs would win the AFC if it wasn't going to be Buffalo. You know what? I was pissed off about the Damar Hamlin thing. Hear me out. I was worried that Buffalo was going to wind up getting to play the AFC Championship on a neutral field, which would have sucked for the Chiefs, because the kid had a heart attack. That's horrible, but it would have been unfair to Kansas City if they get the best record in the league, but we wind up playing on a neutral field because Buffalo didn't play one more game. Because the Chiefs are awesome. Dude, Travis Kelsey. Nobody thinks you're an underdog. You got to give that up, man. That is an ass whip. An ass whip. And I know you agree. I can tell by looking at your face.
I mean, you can tell.
Shut up and get the fuck out of the interview process, you freaking attention whore.
That's what I'm saying.
What an attention whore.
Going back to that interview, Mahomes brought Kelsey into it. Kelsey didn't insert himself. I think Mahomes just likes people like that.
It happened the other day.
Look at his wife
like, do it again.
Screaming in every chance.
Mahomes has a scream fetish.
I think Mahomes just has a fetish for someone that will take the spotlight off of him.
God, it's an ass whip.
Focus on this person. They're out of control.
Okay, that in and of itself is an ass whip. Whether or not Mahomes wants him to do it or eggs him on, okay, fine. But I'm not going to back down from this bullshit narrative he likes to run with on national television while cussing that we all know whatever.
Okay.
All you haters out there that didn't think we'd do it. Yeah, this is for you. Bitch, everyone thought you were going to win the title. Half the country picked you to win the game. That's why it was a 1-point Vegas spread. Get out of here with that underdog bullshit.
But that's going, I mean, it seems like that has obviously been a recurring vein of their motivation throughout this playoff run. I mean, what was it?
But it's made up.
Burrowhead. I mean, it's obviously productive to their locker room, because the bulletin board, as much as you want to make fun of that, he was screaming about it not being Burrowhead when they were facing Cincinnati in the AFC Conference Championship.
That's one dude on Cincinnati. But that wasn't the country.
That's what they're doing. I mean, that's like literally the fact that they were 1.5-point underdogs. I mean, it just seems like that is the energy that he's going to. He's always that's what he does.
Well, I'm glad the season's over for one reason.
Angles.
I won't have to hear Travis Kelce whip my ass anymore. L. Harley, the Eagles did not look good today. Penalties and that turnover. Well, they looked terrific in the first half, save for the turnover, but not in the second half. Dude, our boy Nick Sirianni. God. In the span of about an hour and a half, he went from would-be Super Bowl, I think at the halftime, probably they have those data that say, at this point in the game, there's a
win
93% chance they're going to win. I'll bet Philly's win probability at the half was like 70%. And Nick Sirianni was 2 quarters away from being a Super Bowl champion head coach. And in a matter of 2 hours after he and his staff got their ass kicked by Andy Reid and his staff, Sirianni looks like just like we've said before, you talk about an ass whip. Sirianni and Kelce should go drink beer together. Sirianni comes off as some lucky fan or some rich dude who went to a charity golf resort and jumped into an auction and wound up winning a chance to stand on the Eagles sideline during a game. What does he do out there?
He's basically like if the 12th man was pulled out to coach instead of play. Right. He's the 12th man of coaches.
He's like the first fan. He gets to stand on the field, listen to the headset, and run up and down the field and cheerlead.
I know what I'm fucking doing.
You know what? He jinxed the Eagles tonight. On that play, I think it was Devontae on the sideline, and they wound up ruling the Chiefs challenged the play.
On the non-catch?
Yeah, the non-catch. Yeah. And he was pointing to the Chiefs, go back.
Yeah.
Go back. Yeah, what a dumbass. God almighty.
Well, and you even saw it was Jalen Hurts that was telling him, put your hand down.
Yeah,
quit doing that shit.
And even Jalen Hurts is tired of seeing that. The alligator tears in the national anthem. What a freaking moron.
Hey,
bullshit.
That's a man who's proud of his country and proud of his accomplishments.
That's a man who knew he was on television and couldn't believe he was standing there. Probably he knows he doesn't do much.
I'll tell you this. It makes for some really good content after they lost the way they did.
Sure does. And he's a meme forever. Michael Jordan maybe will get a reprieve now.
It's pretty
We've
good.
Got a new crying meme, and it's that dipshit.
Arguably even better than the Jordan crying.
Sterling Arch, 18. Rihanna's baby holding on for dear life during that halftime. Rihanna gets second MVP. That was an entertaining performance for sure. I'm not a fan. I think she's very spare. And I pissed off a bunch of women on Twitter tonight. I tweeted, there are at least 1,000 women in San Antonio who can sing as good or better than Rihanna.
And that pissed off women?
Yeah, because they love her.
Oh.
They love her. Actually, there might be 5,000 women in this town who can sing at least as good or better.
Complimenting the 1,000 women that you think can sing better than her pissed off a bunch of women.
Right, because women love Rihanna.
Can't win.
Especially because she's up there pregnant doing that bit. Total respect for being up there pregnant. Way up on that arch. Her husband, $, Associated Press Rocky, was probably worried about her, but they had her tethered up with cable. Obviously, they're not going to risk her falling off that platform. But she kicked ass. She from an entertainer standpoint, that was a cool halftime.
Visually, it was cool.
Visually, did she sing one lyric live? Nah, she sang over her own voice tracks. And I've never thought she was very good. But hey, she's got $1 billion in the bank and she was lucky and she's beautiful, and she was able to get some record executives and the writers to write a bunch of real catchy pop tunes for her because she's never written one fucking lyric on her own, I'm sure. And so she's a Vegas showpiece, and good on her. That's my way of saying I thought it was pretty good.
She's exactly what the halftime show should be. I mean,
because that's not for us.
It's a montage of pop hits, and then we get back to football.
Right. The halftime show is for the women that I pissed off on Twitter tonight because the Super Bowl markets to chicks, and that's cool because they know that we're going to watch that game anyway, and they want others, women or dudes that don't watch football and just show up for the Super Bowl that care about stuff like that. And I care about the halftime show, and I agree, you're right. It is what it is, and Rihanna's the perfect Super Bowl halftime singer. As I've said many times, I just don't think she's very good at all from a talent-wise standpoint. So I agree, but good props on her for going up there pregnant. I didn't realize she was actually pregnant. They announced that was her way of showing us she was pregnant to make it more impressive. I didn't want to say nothing because I'm like, damn, she didn't recover too well after she showed that baby. Well, and I didn't want to say that out loud.
I don't know if you saw it, but during the game, Pizza Hut. Okay, this is going to be one of my weirdest statements. Pizza Hut had a good tweet during the Super Bowl. They put out it was something verbatim. Is anybody else waiting on legal before they can tweet? Because it was literally referencing.
Right.
We don't want to exactly.
But she's actually pregnant again.
But she is, and it was confirmed.
And as I mentioned, A$AP Rocky. I mean, are we sure it's A$AP Rocky's this second go round? These Hollywood entertainers and these rappers, man.
Go on. No,
she's been ping pong from Drake to A$AP to Lil Weezy to Head in the Clouds to Big Nardo.
I hear they have
a very big truck.
They have a very substantial commitment to each other. I don't know what you're talking about.
What's that word y'all use for gals like that at Glen Rose? You remember?
Which one are you referring to?
Didn't y'all have nicknames for the ones that got passed around like joints?
You might be talking about the one girl that was affectionately referred to as Switch at one point in time, but that was simpler times, a different era.
Affectionately.
A different era.
Affectionately.
She enjoyed it.
Okay.
The nickname, so to speak.
Right, for sure. Yeah, because her name was Switcherton. Y'all called her that for
That's
sure.
correct.
Okay.
It was
she
was of Austrian heritage.
It's late, and I'm feigning enthusiasm because we're doing a post-game show involving the Chiefs and Rihanna.
Best commercial?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to them enough.
Really?
Well, as I was on Twitter I saw some.
Yeah.
I was hyped up for my boy Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul and the crazy Tuco Salamanca's
It was fine.
potato chip commercial. It was fine, but
those chips are Cam Newton.
Well, they're supposed to be healthy, and they're just real plain. They're it's like eating rice treats.
It tasted like a rice cake.
I will say this, and I've tried them, and so we had those tonight. Coincidentally, Nina got some, and she got she got the salt and vinegar. No, that's just the salt and pepper.
Just the salt, yeah.
And they were super plain, as you've tasted. I've had the white cheddar. That's a drop.
Good
Thanks, LG.
God.
I've had the white cheddar, and the white cheddar is a little bit better than the salt we had. But no, because it was them, and that's my favorite show. That was cool. The Bush commercial where they did a gag and a spoof with Sarah McLachlan, where she's coming out of the tent with a wolf.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Not bad.
I mean, gosh, I don't know, man. I have ADHD. You have to remind me of what they were, and I can comment on them because I can't come up with them off the top of my head. LG, you watched all the commercials probably tonight.
Too many babies talking again.
I can't stand it.
I don't like the baby talking.
I don't know why this country has a blank on for babies talking. I hate it. I've always hated it. That was stupid.
I'm a
the
fan
movies are
of
dumb. The commercials are dumb.
Yeah, I've never understood the phenomenon. I am a fan of Sylvester Stallone hanging off the nose of Sylvester Stallone Mountain and having the mountain.
See, I missed that. I caught
talk
the end
to
of
him
it.
and sneeze on him, blow him off. Those Paramount ones are pretty good. Tony Romo was in every fucking commercial, it seemed like.
That was an ass whip, too. And the timing was interesting. When I first realized that Romo was going to be in a few commercials tonight, I thought, well, this is probably a good thing because he's had his name dragged a lot this season because, he was terrible and ill-prepared every week and he got exposed. So maybe them running him out there, coincidentally, it wasn't like the networks or what commercial was that even for?
God, what was it?
See, you don't even know. It wasn't even like that company could foresee the criticism he wound up taking this year.
Michelob Ultra?
Maybe,
yeah, because it was the Caddyshack one.
Right, yeah. He played Bill Murray. So you cannot, no way they would have anticipated that he'd get dragged the way he did this year. And I thought, well, the timing's good. Maybe it's time to maybe re-endear himself to the public. But then I thought, you know what? Nah, I think anybody who does not like him anymore as a broadcaster just didn't need to see him anymore. He's an ass whip. We'll wait till next season. And running him out there with that stupid fucking smirk he's always got.
Oh, Jim!
Hello, Jim! Thank God CBS didn't have this game. I bet Romo fucks up the end of that game. Greg Olson did a great call tonight. He was awesome.
Third leg's
spot on, man.
Third leg's good.
We've come all the way around. I might go get an Olson jersey, man.
I'm all the way back
Come all the way in.
I'm all the way back in.
It is not just because of the rep. He does a great job and gets better every week.
He's grown. Significantly grown over the course of a season.
He's what Romo was in the first year of Romo's career, where he cared.
Yeah, and I guess you could argue that'll be interesting now that Olsen knows he's only got one more year in the number one seat with Brady coming. How much will he continue to care? Is he going to, hone his craft and fight for to try to take that first chair back?
Right.
Worst commercial?
I don't remember.
The John Travolta singing Grease with
you millennials don't understand the greatness that is Grease.
No, Grease is fine, but still milking Grease to do T-Mobile commercials or whatever it is that they're shucking.
What the hell do the dudes from Scrubs have to do with it?
I don't know.
Why were they even
that was
in there?
for you because you watched Scrubs. The Grease was
I've
for
never
me and
watched
Chick.
Scrubs, but
Really?
I knew they were from
You've
Scrubs.
never watched Scrubs?
No, never.
Huh.
Scrubs holds up.
It was fine. Okay, I'm going to make... first of all, let me preface by saying I can't grow a beard, okay? I've tried to grow them. I don't know what it is. I've got too much something in my blood. It comes in real patchy. It looks like I've got the mange. I can't grow a beard. But if I could grow a beard and I was John Travolta's age, I would just have a white beard or I would shave. His dyed beard... It makes him look every bit as weird as we've all been told that he actually is in real life. He looks awful with that dyed beard. Dude, just let the white beard grow. It'll look cool. Bald guy with a white beard, and he's in good shape for his age. Let that beard grow natural or don't have it. It looks so terrible. All right, we got sponsors that have helped us out all year long, namely Pickleball Giant, the only exclusive Pickleball only store in San Antonio, right there at 1604 and Bitters over by Rogers Ranch. They have a genius idea that is held up, and they've just been kicking booty and been a partner of ours now all season long. The greatness that is Pickleball Giant. Name says it all. They just do pickleball, whether it's the balls, the paddles, the gear, the shoes, whatever you need. It is Pickleball Giant. The name says it all. The only exclusive pickleball-only store in San Antonio, Texas. Also brought to you by JM Pool Spa. They've been with us all year long. Shout out to George and the Familia. They service mostly North San Antonio, Lower Hill Country area. If you have a pool and or a spa, these are your specialists to call. And they have supported our show for all this past year or two and into the future. Just got off the phone with George the other day. And he says, no matter what we do with this show, he's got our back. I appreciate him.
Good
I appreciate the love. And, good dude. And the organization that he's a part of, there's a charitable organization. It's a bunch of pool and spa owners that have formed, a group. They're competitors in the pool and spa business, but they also have a joint group in which they get together. It's kind of like having a little club, and they donate a lot of money to charity, and they chose us again for the second year in a row. They're giving $1,500 to the 2023 Mike Taylor Show Cooking for the Kids barbecue of 2023, which will come down on April the 1st. So thank you to George and everybody at JM Pool and Spa. Couldn't have done it all year long without my people over at R&R Auto Glass either, right there at 281 in Tacoma, the only place in this city that you should ever go get your glass fixed in your car or your truck or your van. It is R&R. They've been around, since 2006. They're right by the airport, 104 West in Tacoma. So if you're going northbound on 281, you exit Tacoma and go left across the bridge away from the airport. They're down about a quarter mile on the left-hand side. Mention me, and you will get yourself a Taylor hookup. And you'll get yourself a new glass, and you'll get it done quick by local San Antonio people. It's R&R.
You want a fun fact?
Yes, sir.
Back-to-back Super Bowls with the starting running back for the winning team making under $1 million.
Sure. Yeah, it'll continue next year.
Pacheco this year, Akers last year with the Rams.
Correct. And as soon as one of those running backs in Kansas City comes up for a negotiation, if he wants a whole lot more money, the Chiefs would be like, hey, man, thanks for that Super Bowl. See ya.
You want to make it even worse?
The Eagles will do the same thing with those guys. They've got it running back, too.
Starting running backs that for the winning team of the Super Bowl going all the way back to 2009. You won't even...
We've already done this list.
You won't even remember the name of the guy that was had the highest contract value, highest salary.
At running back.
At running back.
Well, test me real quick. Start backwards and go backwards.
Well, Pacheco and then Akers, both under $1 million.
Give me the Super Bowl winner from last year and go back.
Chiefs, Rams.
Last year, Rams. The Rams are stupid. Gave all that money to that one guy that was good.
But then they made up for that and got rid of him. Gurley.
It was the Todd Gurley.
I just told you who it was. Cam Akers. Yeah.
Cam Akers started for the Rams last year.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Blunt.
Fournette.
Leonard Fournette. Okay. No. Cool. Of course.
Chiefs the year before.
Lamar, I don't know.
Damian Williams.
Oh, God.
Right
sure.
at $1
Starting
million.
running back in the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Patriots year before that.
Blount.
Sonny Michel.
Oh, okay. See?
Who was still on a rookie deal.
I see. It's already failed. Just give me all of them. I'll see if I can name any. Just go down. Give me the last 10 Super Bowl winners.
The next two are the two Eagles Patriots, LeGarrette Blount.
Okay.
And then Broncos, I don't think you'll remember this guy.
No.
In 2015, C.J. Anderson.
I remember the name now that you say it.
Of course, yeah. And then Patriots again, LeGarrette Blount. I'll give you that one. This is the one, in 2013, when the Seahawks won, and this is kind of a stretch because he was a wide receiver slot guy that ran the ball out of the backfield some.
Yeah.
This is the most expensive player that led the Super Bowl winning team in rushing going all the way back to 2009.
No clue.
Percy Harvin.
And that was a bad deal.
$2.5 million.
And that was a terrible contract they gave him.
Exactly.
This is nothing new, y'all. This isn't like in the last 5 years running backs have become what they are. This is the last 15 years.
Yep.
And your Cowboys gave a running back a stupid-ass contract, and they're finally going to be able to have a chance to get out from underneath that contract this year with Zeke Elliott. And what do they want to do? Bring him back. They want to run it back again with him and Tony Pollard. They're going to franchise tag Pollard. They're gonna actually give Zeke Elliott money because they're friends and he's a good dude and they like him and he's a good leader in the locker room because the Cowboys, as much as we all wish they would win, don't do the things, not all of them. They don't do everything it takes to win the title. They have feel-good friendships with guys like Zeke and they'll give him a 1-year contract.
Sure.
They will. He'll be back.
You want to hear another feel-good story? Dak's technically going to count as $3 million more than Pat Mahomes next year towards the salary cap.
Because Mahomes took a friendly deal.
Yeah, and because the way Dax is structured.
That's your Cowboys. That's why we'll be here next year doing the Super Bowl talk and wishing we were as good as whoever wins it next year.
I think it's like $49 million to $46 million, something like that. Yeah.
How about the Eagles? Hurts is still in his rookie contract.
Well,
and they've got the 10th pick in the draft.
Hurts
he wants a new deal.
If he's the guy and they're going to commit to him, this is the offseason where an extension gets done.
Maybe.
Or they do what the Cowboys did with Dak and they run him through the final year of his rookie deal and then franchise tag him
Well, what the Eagles should do is what the Cowboys should have done, and go ahead and give him the deal now,
That's
rather
where
than
I was going with
franchise
that.
tag him 2
Exactly.
years in a row and wind up signing him to more money that you don't want to give him, which is what
Exactly.
Dallas did with Dak because they let Dak play their asses. Man, didn't mean to steal your thunder, but
No. It's you saw. I mean, I put it on the tee. You saw the laces.
El Harley's in here. Love you guys hard. You too, man. Who can afford to go to a Super Bowl game when the base price of this was nosebleed seats at $4K? Yeah, I wouldn't go. Unless I just was given tickets and I had good seats. I would. I know this.
I think if it's the only way I would go is if it was the Cowboys.
I wouldn't. It's funny you mentioned that because that's kind of a punchline. The Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
Okay, fair.
I don't know. I especially wouldn't want to go see the Cowboy. I'd like to go to this. I'd like to go hang out in that city that week, be an obnoxious Cowboy fan, be that guy,
and then fly
and
home
then
and
come
watch it
home
on your
and
couch.
watch Third Leg Greg or whoever it'll be by then. Tom Brady called the game, or hell, it might be Tom Brady's grandson for Fox by the time Dallas gets back to the game.
Okay, fair.
Miguel, how about that Riri sniff sniff? Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was nice.
I didn't hate that. Her being pregnant made it weird. So all you guys that have pregnant porn fetishes,
Coming from the foot fetish guy. Like,
well, I mean,
the fact she's pregnant made it a little weird, but I mean, I still liked it.
yeah, it's fine. I thought, okay, cool. It was hot.
Yeah, okay,
I liked
it was
it.
good. No, it was good.
I like
It
a
was
chick who showed sexuality like that and open like that.
I
Not give a
hear
shit.
there's.
I dig that.
I hear there's even more of a drive during that whole process.
Really?
I've never been with a pregnant chick or had a pregnant partner, but
I think that's
isn't that what they say?
I think that. Oh God, I'm gonna get risk getting scolded for being stupid
Nah,
here.
they can't hear us.
They're probably watching. What I think is that women that are that usually take the birth control pill, when they're pregnant, they don't take it, and so the libido goes up because they're no longer on the pill.
That's the root of it.
The pill for many women limits it affects libido. It lowers it some.
Here's your daily women's health segment during the Super Bowl overreact.
Correct. They can't do this. I bet your ass.
No.
So it stands
I'm
to
just
reason.
asking questions. I'm just asking
It
questions.
stands to reason that a woman that takes the pill all of a sudden is pregnant because she's off the pill because she wants to get pregnant. If she gets pregnant, there's no reason to be on the pill because she's pregnant. And I mean, in like rare instances, women have gotten pregnant twice at the same time, like different times, but it's 1 in a million. So what I'm saying is that a lot of women don't take the pill when they're pregnant, and the libido goes to the natural where it should be, which is why women, you should not be taking the birth control pill. Unless you've got issues, health problems, you need to do it.
Okay, I was about to.
And hopefully, I hope
also, women do not take health advice from the two guys that you hear.
No,
right?
I mean, I was raised by women. I
Sure,
live with one
sure,
now. I've got 2 ex-wives, a bunch of kids, and moms and sisters and shit. I've heard stuff. I've read stuff.
Yeah.
I just hope that Greg Abbott doesn't shut our show
I've
down
done my own
because
research.
we are in a state where women are not supposed to talk about stuff like this because birth control's of the devil, you know? All right, let's see. Jonathan D'Angelo.
Johnny.
Didn't think I'd say this, but I feel bad for the Eagles. If Hurts should have been MVP in my opinion. To lose by field goal just makes it worse when the Eagles look better overall. Not in the second half. The Eagles just kind of like...
They didn't get a stop.
They didn't get a stop,
Chiefs
and they
scored
didn't.
every possession.
I feel like the Eagles got comfortable a little bit.
I will say, talking about Hurts putting up MVP caliber number. I mean, 304 passing yards, 70 rushing yards, 4 total touchdowns.
Yeah.
Those are MVP. No, I mean, Hurts did everything he could do.
Yeah.
I don't think
Sure.
it's.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was
it's not
fine.
like he shoulders a lot of
I
the
feel
blame
bad
for
for
the
the guy.
reason they lost.
No, yeah. They
because
just
the
didn't have the
defense
same.
got no stops in the second half and a questionable, at most generous, questionable call
Yeah.
led to the Chiefs having the final say in this. I mean, it wasn't. Hurts was the MVP until that penalty call.
Andrew, it went from Jalen Hurts slurping in the first half and then Travis Kelce cashing themselves underdog. Happy the Chiefs won, but it all turned into an ass whip. Yeah, the whole thing, there was an ass whip the ending of the game. I'm beaten down by I don't want to make the whole show about this, but that will be the big national rhetoric. These D-bag guys on FS1 and all this business tomorrow are going to bash the most ticky-tack probably call in Super Bowl history. I don't think I'm being.
Does the NFL have an officiating problem? Let us know.
What's funny is that
210.
NC Goodell bragged this week in his State of the League address and said that officiating has never been any better. He may be right about that, but one dude, the side judge tonight, fucked up. That's a fact. You can still be as good as you've ever been and ruin a Super Bowl.
Sure.
And the Zebra did tonight for show. But for show. What else? Thank you to Arius, who finally subscribed. I appreciate that, homie. Miguel, where's that one Eagles D-bag that's always in here? He ain't here tonight. That's when you should show up. Come in here when your team loses.
He's crying like Sirianni as Stapleton hit the high notes.
Oh, my God. I'm trying to read some of these. I got a lot here.
Smart play by Pacheco.
People are requesting a Rihanna sniff. In her honor, that's in Rihanna's honor. Hang on. You got to do this, though.
Butterscotch.
Smells like the Caribbean. Where's she from? Barbados? Smells like the island. Smells like coconut.
Okay, Gutfield. Is this cultural appropriation?
No, don't hit me with dumb new phrases. I'm too drunk to care.
That's a drop.
Oh God! Oh, Jacob, I want Mike to do the R&R spot at my funeral. Sure, absolutely. I'd be happy to.
Peel the curtain back. I've already got my funeral featuring Mike doing live reads as well as the bed music that we had to listen to during commercial breaks for the last 2 years. It's just going to be the generic bed music, and then Mike walks up with no context whatsoever and just spouts off a live read for JM Pullen Spa, and then just sits back down like nothing happened. And
well, you got to sneak
5
him in.
minutes later, walks up and goes, speaking of having bad luck, the next time you get dyed or have your windshield shattered, go to R&R Auto Glass right there. The 281 in Tacoma, right by the airport.
That's
centrally located.
Absolutely. So it doesn't matter where you live in the city. They're easy to find.
Are you going to watch any of these spring football leagues? You going to watch any USFL, any XFL?
No. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to plan to. Now, if I catch a highlight of a crazy play or an incredible play or something buffoonery, on Twitter, I'll find it on accident. But no, I've got no plans to watch any of them. I've got no plans to watch the San Antonio Brahmas, who are based in Arlington,
and
call themselves
team.
San Antonio. Not really, homie. I'm going to get into baseball this year. I'm going to enjoy the ending of the English Premier League, and I'm going to work on our new show idea, our new bit that you already know what it is. It's the one we did today.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's right.
The maiden voyage.
That's right, and I'm going to be sharing that on this platform and Twitter in the coming couple of days, and use that to hustle up some new business here for this new venture. What else we talking about? Kane's in here. Lower minds just focus on themselves. Only focus on when the team they want to win doesn't win, and go out on social media and cry about it to somehow make themselves feel better. That's a shot at us. Hey, Kane.
What?
I think because we're bitching about the Cowboys not being in the game, I guess. Says we're called us lower minds. I think, Kane. You're right.
That part might be accurate.
No, it ain't accurate, Kane. If I'm reading that correctly, correct me. I'm going to criticize you back, but if I'm wrong, let me know.
But if I'm wrong, I take it all back.
Sure.
And I didn't mean any of the convicted criticism I'm about to lay upon you.
Kane, we're in Bexar County, Texas, which there are more Cowboys fans in Bexar County than in Dallas County, pound for pound. That's a fact. The Cowboys do data on that every year.
Take that for data.
The Cowboys every Sunday in San Antonio get a 35-plus share in this market, no matter who they're playing or what time they're playing. So to suggest we not whine about the Cowboys on our Cowboys postgame show is an asinine thing for you to say, and I'm sure there's a couple of East Coast dickweeds up in Philadelphia doing a postgame.
Hey!
So listen to those dumbasses. Sirianni seems like a talk show host in Philadelphia who got a fantasy trip to the Super Bowl. Hey, stay on the sideline. Put the headphones on. Oh, yeah.
I think what you're saying, it's as if, I don't know, maybe a certain mayor of sports was named the head coach of the Cowboys. Like the sports talk
Be
show
like me getting to
note.
stand. I get to stand on the sideline next to McCarthy for a game.
You get to wear the sprinkled donut sweatshirt,
Sure.
the hoodie.
Yeah, I get the Motorola headset, the whole bit, and I get to run up and knowing me, I'd probably have 2 or 3 beers.
Yeah.
And I'd be out there cheerleading like Sirianni and talking shit. Yo, you go back. You go back.
Get your ass back.
How embarrassing that in the Super Bowl, your quarterback has to tell you to shush.
That's pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
Pretty
but it's
bad.
also, and I don't say this as a shot against the city whatsoever. It's just, it's very fittingly appropriate Philadelphia.
That's why they love him. That's why they love him.
Exactly. And well, also the fact that he just led a team to a Super Bowl in his 3rd year in charge. I mean, that part's nice too. That part's really nice, actually.
I've got a couple of buddies born and raised Pennsylvania. Feel bad for one of my buddies, Marty, who you've met. Big, tall guy, lives in town.
Ah, yes.
Lifelong Pennsylvania guy, Philadelphia man. Married a Texan. That's why he's
Great
living
dude.
down here. And his dad was a wrestler at Penn State back in the day. They are Keystone Staters, and I feel bad for him tonight. One of my favorite actors, one of my favorite Dolphins is fellow Dolphin Bradley Cooper. Feel bad for my boy Bradley Cooper. He's probably hurt tonight for sure, and the way they got beat's unfortunate.
That commercial where him and his mom just ate an edible and then tried to read the cue cards.
It's pretty funny. Uh-oh. And his hair didn't look good.
No, that was a bit of a disheveled.
It's one of the reasons why I love Bradley, because us guys that have amazing hair, what I'm saying?
I see. Yeah.
It was a bit of an ass whip, but I still feel bad for the guy.
I feel bad for Voice of Spurs Radio and Little Voice of Spurs Radio. The Shonings.
Lifelong Philadelphia man. Doom 32-4. No football until August. Time to look forward to the only winners in the state, the Astros. F T-shirt Rangers.
Hey.
F T-shirt. You're not a T-shirt. F T-shirt Rangers
I'm
fans.
a Dr. Pepper Jr. Ranger.
That showed up rooting for the Rangers in the early 2010s. Yeah.
Oh, the claw and antlers.
You know how we do here in San Antonio when it comes to the baseball. We are fans of one of the 2 Texas, whatever one of the 2 Texas teams that is better at the time. That's who we're a fan of. That's how it works. Were you here in 2011, 2010, 2011?
It was the first year I lived here.
This city got excited for the Rangers.
I remember
Not
it.
as much as they do for the Astros, but they got excited for the Rangers
There
in
was
those runs.
there was still energy.
Yeah, I watched Game 6 at the Ticket downtown.
I was about to say I watched a lot of those games at bars here locally.
I was at the before the Ticket got changed hands, and what is it now, like Dirty McMurphy's or some
and it's
shit?
an Irish pub now or something.
I watched Game 6 in there, and you could barely stand at the window. Those were a bunch of San Antonians in there with their Rangers gear on. We support any and all things Texas, and we'll continue to do that here as we go along. We just won't have any Cowboys. We'll have a Cowboys offseason to talk about, which I'm sure will be full of buffoonery and drama and new signings and cuts and stuff. So we'll still have Cowboys.
Yeah,
shows.
We'll have a Cowboy. We'll do an NFL draft
From time to time,
overreact.
LG, we should do some. Yeah, we should do a draft show.
Yeah.
Right? We certainly should in April. Yeah, we'll do it in April. And we've got some cool things that LG and I talked about that we'll fill Puma in on.
Thank you.
As far as the direction of Love You Hard TV. Mike Taylor Live's not dying, but, things change and evolve, and, you follow the tea leaves and you do what feels naturally at the time. We've just been I know it's already February, but we haven't been on in a while on this channel. We had a great first year, and I want to keep it rolling. I want to keep it evolving, you know what I'm saying? Until we get rich and we can retire.
Yeah. Just give us time to get there.
We're nowhere near. Yeah.
Go back and look at that first episode of Mike Taylor Live. And there's been significant growth. We're juggling some new ideas.
Look, on my run sheet, I got 4 sponsors on that bad boy. Look at that.
Look at that.
I haven't actually filled out a run sheet.
No Super Bowl notes.
Nah,
but
not one.
not a damn
didn't take
one. Shout out to my buddy Ian asking, where's Irvin? Irvin is the only responsible one of us. He spent the evening in a library out at UTSA working on a big project while watching the game on an iPad. Didn't make it over here.
He didn't watch he didn't watch a play. He tuned in for halftime and then went back to study.
Like I said, watching the game on an iPad.
Sure, watching Rihanna shake her groove thing and smell her crotch.
Shake her newborn.
Shout out to Rihanna. That was ballsy and gutsy because you know how the NFL fears anything that might just even borderline be something. All right, thank you guys very much for chiming in here. It was cool. Most of y'all are probably happy that the NFC East Eagles did not win the Super Bowl. That's good. The Chiefs did. So the Kansas City Chiefs now as a franchise. Let us not all forget that the Chiefs were the Dallas Texans.
You don't get to no. Let us not all forget you are going to have egg on your face as you wear your Eagles shirt the rest of the summer.
No, I'm not. I don't give a shit about that. I was rooting for the Eagles tonight. Now that it's over, I don't care anymore.
But now you want to remind us, don't forget, they were once the Dallas Texans.
No, I'm setting up criticism. A team that is only there because the Cowboys showed up and the Hunts couldn't compete with Mr. Murchison. And so the Hunts decided to start a team in Kansas City. So let us not forget that. I cheapen all the champions that aren't Dallas.
Sure, that's fair.
Yeah. And had the Eagles won, I'd be cheapening that with their goofball fans and stuff.
And Nick Sirianni crying pregame.
Oh, my God. Yeah. So the point being, how many of the Chiefs won now? They won. Their first one was way back in the 70s.
Yeah.
They won. This is Mahomes' second. They've won 3.
All right.
The Chiefs have now won 3 in their history. The Cowboys have won 5. Did the Cowboys win a 6th before the Kansas City organization catches them at 5?
No.
Mahomes is going to win 2 more.
Easily.
I
mean, what it could come down to if they even make a Super Bowl, Mahomes will beat them in a Super Bowl. If it's Cowboys Chiefs. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's yay off season, yay free agency in the draft, yay.
Mag 7189, San Antonio Cowboy fan, which is a total ass whip, regardless of ratings and/or generational slurping. This coming from a lifelong SA resident. Hey man, this show does not slurp on the Cowboys. We tell it how it is. We keep it. We're Cowboys fans. We want them to win. That won't ever change. It's just kind of who we are by birth. This show probably criticizes the Cowboys more than any other that I can think of. Damn sure right. All right, that's it. We're done.
Yeah, we don't have to have our Cowboys opinions approved by the Blue Star Network before we speak.
All right, we're done. Thank you so much. That puts an end to the football games portion. The season never stops, though. I guarantee you we do a draft show. You want us to come do our show at your business for the draft? Reach out to me or LG or Puma. We'll talk to you about it. We would love to do a draft show at your place of business in April. So reach out to us and we can talk business. All right, thanks everybody. We'll keep you up to speed on what this show is going to wind up doing, what our little website's going to do with loveyouhardtv.com, Love You Hard TV Productions. We got stuff, man, and we'll keep you boys abreast of it. Until then, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching this one. Thank you to DJ LG and Biggest Puma. Chiefs are the champs. Damn it. See you boys next time we do something like this.
Overreact is brought to you by Pickleball Giant.